All right, so I am very, very, very fired up for this one, y'all. I am very, very fired up. In fact, I'm so fired up for this one. We're doing an outdoor show. We're doing an outdoor podcast for this one. And I really, really love doing outdoor podcasts. I find it very, very soothing. I really do. And it's always enjoyable. And what we're going to be talking about today is also very, very enjoyable. Because let me tell you guys something. It don't matter what sport it's in. Anytime the Gamecocks beat that team from the upstate, that team in the ugly-ass orange and purple, it is a great day. And that is what the Lady Gamecocks did for the 15th straight year in a row. That's their 15th straight win over the Clemson Tigers, defeating them in Columbia, in Colonial Life Arena, 65-37. And I was there. I finally got to catch a game at Colonial Life Arena. It's been years since I've been to Colonial Life Arena. And this is my first time ever going to a South Carolina women's basketball game. Because a lot of you know, look, I care about the Gamecocks in every single sport. But football is mine. Like, that's my sport. Football is my sport. So, I finally went to a Carolina women's basketball game, and it was against Clemson. And I had a really good time. I did. I enjoyed myself very much. And especially the fact that the Gamecocks won, which, that's always a win. But the Gamecocks beating Clemson, that's especially a win. Well, let's go ahead and get into the game. I've rambled enough. Now, look, you guys know I like to keep things real on this channel. I don't sunshine pump for you. There's a lot of Gamecock shows that do that. They like to feed people a bunch of sunshine and rainbows, tell you how great everything is, and there's no flaws or anything like that. I keep things real on this channel. I talk about the good, and I nitpick the bad. That's just what I do here. This was not our prettiest game. It wasn't. There was some sloppiness. There was turnovers. There were missed shots, missed layups. And there were some fouls. And again, you're not going to be perfect. But again, there are things we got to clear up for sure before we play Southern Cal this weekend. And before we play tougher competition going into the season. But, and you know, again, offense, by the way, it wasn't like what we saw the first couple games. This, to me, was really a defensive game, but I honestly felt like we let Clemson hang around with us. We did. And again, I'm not trying to tell you, oh, Clemson's terrible, they're horrible. I actually do think Clemson's getting better. I do think this might be their best team in a couple years. I seriously believe that. I do think Clemson's getting the right pieces. I think they got a good coach, and I think they will get better. They're just not there with us. And they hung around in this game. They did. They hung around. I mean, it was a 10-point game going into the fourth quarter. I mean, there were times before the fourth quarter where it looked like we were about to run away with the game. I mean, we were up 11-0 to start out. We got a 20-7 lead and a couple double-digit leads, and it looked like we were about to run away with the game, but Clemson came right back in. And I do feel a lot of that was because of some of the sloppiness we aided them with. But, you know, I feel like they really did play a pretty good game. Truly, I do think they played a good game. But our defense, and look, I will say this. Fourth quarter, we dominated them and we ran away with it. And that's kind of what I thought would happen. Even with Clemson hanging around for a little bit, I never for a second thought we were in danger of actually losing the game. I never thought for a second, oh God, we might lose. I never had that thought. I never did. And we ran away with it in the fourth quarter and dominated them. And a lot of people like to harp on the defense the first two games, even though the defense didn't even allow 50 points against Bowling Green. But I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't up to South Carolina standards what you're used to seeing in the past. It wasn't. Let's talk about it tonight, though, y'all. Tonight, pretty dominant game. Or last night, I should say, excuse me. But, I mean, the defense dominated Clemson last night, especially in the fourth quarter. Let's look at the stats. South Carolina made history last night defensively, y'all. They allowed only 2 points in the fourth quarter. No one has ever scored 2 points on South Carolina in the fourth quarter. Just 2 points. So that was historic. 0-17 Clemson was in the fourth quarter in field goals. 0 for 9 in three-pointers. If it wasn't for 2 free throws, they probably would have gotten shut out in the fourth quarter, y'all. I mean, South Carolina dominated the fourth quarter. They dominated them. So this defense, we can complain about the offense all we want to, but defensively, they dominated. This team, Clemson hung around. They made it a 10-point game in the third quarter, which I don't know what the hell that third quarter was, by the way. That was one of the worst third quarters I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we looked lost, confused. I don't know what you want to call that shit, man. But in the fourth quarter, we tightened down and we dominated them. And that's exactly what I thought we would do. That's exactly what I thought we would do. So, all the people who are already trying to mail it in on the season and give up on these ladies after 3 games, I don't understand that. Again, I understand some of the issues we have. I understand it. But to me, to give up on this team, to mail it in on the season after 3 games, that's ridiculous in my opinion, y'all. This team can get it together. I do think they're going to get it together. I do think they're going to improve as the season goes along. And you guys know, I'm not a sunshine pumper. I never will be. I will always be realistic and call it as it is. But realistically speaking, this team, I'm not ready to write them off yet. I think it's ridiculous to write them off this early into the season. They're not. We'll see what this team does against Southern Cal. Obviously, battle for the real USC for those of you who care about that. I mean, look, there's no debate who the real USC is in my mind. South Carolina, man, look, we were a school before California was even in the United States of America. Before it was even a state. So, miss me with the whole South Carolina's USC junior. Because not only do you sound stupid, but you're just historically wrong, But I get it. You guys try to ratio us, but you sound stupid in the process. But it is what it is. Whatever. We won. We dominated the Tigers. And it feels good. Do we have some things we need to clear up? Yes, we do. But to me, we shouldn't be giving up on this team, man. I don't know why people are doing it. I don't know why. I still think we can be a special squad. I still do. But, I'm just going to change the topic before I go on a tangent here if I haven't already. But let's talk about the ballers, as I like to say. Joyce Edwards continues to impress me. She does. I mean, she is one hell of a basketball player. She is. She is one hell of a basketball player. Latson as well, a really good basketball player. Done some really cool and nice things for us so far. And, of course, there's Tessa Johnson. Now, I will say this, though. Tessa only had 8 shots. From what I read, she only had 8 shots. And, again, I thought she played pretty well. She hit a 3. Tessa is one of the best players in the country, in my opinion. She really is. She's going to be a star, and I think we all agree on that. But I would have loved to see her take more shots. I personally would have loved to have seen her take more shots. But, again, the ladies, it wasn't the prettiest at times. I know we let Clemson hang around with us for a little bit. But I want to put this perspective in for you guys. And again, I'm not a sunshine pumper, but even with a day where your offense didn't put up their best numbers, you still beat your rival by 28 points. You still handle business. You pulled away from them in the fourth quarter. So, hats off to this team. Hats off to this team for finding a way to pull it out and dominate in the fourth quarter. Now, our offense definitely needs to play better against Southern Cal, for sure. But I like what we saw from the defense. I really, really do. I liked it a lot. And, again, I don't think anybody should be ready to give up on this team and to say, oh, this team ain't championship, bro. This team ain't this or that. Y'all, it's too early. And, you know, it's not just from our fan base I'm hearing this talk from. It's from other fan bases, too. From fan bases that are just waiting for South Carolina to fail. I love that we're that hated, man. God, that makes me happy. God, that makes me happy. We love the hate, man. We love it. We love it. But, again, it's from... we got LSU fans talking about South Carolina. LSU fans, bro, when was the last time LSU even beat South Carolina? I don't want to hear shit from LSU fans, man. Y'all can talk when y'all finally beat us. How about that? Until then, keep your mouth shut. Keep our name out of your mouth. You've lost how many years in a row to us? I've lost count. So, no one wants to hear shit from y'all. And, you know, again, it's too early to write this team off. But do they have to get things cleared up? Yes, they do. And can we afford to play against teams like LSU and Southern Cal and Texas and other good teams the way we played last night? No, because we will get beat. But to me, man, after 3 games, to be all down and out, to me, it's just ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. It's a long season. Who knows where we could be by February, y'all? This is November 12th. So, you know, again, I'm not here to sunshine pump. I'm not here to blow a bunch of smoke up anyone's butt. But to me, it's just like, let's pump the brakes a little bit, y'all. Just a little bit. Because it's still a long season. We can get a lot of the things cleared up. And we can still accomplish our goals. Just don't give up yet. Don't give up. I don't even know why we're talking about that. When we're 3-0 with a 28-point win against our rival. I mean, 3 games into the season, man. And people are already saying season's over. Stop, man. Just stop. You know, I'm just going to go away from this. But anyways, to sum this all up, man, we run the state. It is what it is. Clemson, you hung around with us. You did, but you don't have it. You don't have what it takes to keep up with South Carolina right now. You don't. So, that's 15 years in a row against the Tigers. The program that has made this state proud in this sport for the last decade continues their dominance in the Palmetto State with, honest to God, no end in sight. I don't see this streak ending anytime soon, y'all. I mean, we got a 5-star a few days ago. We're not going anywhere. We're not. So, South Carolina, the state's scarlet and black. Still is, like it's been for over a decade now. Is what it is. Don Staley owns Clemson, and this state belongs to South Carolina. It's what it is. You want a little bit of trash talk? There it is. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, man. And I am sorry that I'm late with this video. I was going to make this last night, but then, guys, let me tell you how goated last night was. Not only did we beat Clemson, but in the same night, the Northern Lights showed up in South Carolina. The Northern Lights in South Carolina. Think about that for a second, y'all. Think about that for a second. That's insane. And there's a chance for them again tonight. So, I mean, if you live in South Carolina, get your cameras out around 9 o'clock or so. You might just get lucky. Point your camera north. And make sure you have long exposure on your camera app too. But anyways, it's your boy, Cocky Ryan, checking out. I will upload my game day experience tonight. Go Cox, our state.